Hey, ghost ghouls and all that drool. I am so hyped for today. You guys have seen me review things before on this channel, and today has got to be one of my favorite reviews so far, because today I get to review a screen tablet from XPPen. They came to me with this proposal, and I accepted it almost immediately. You don't know how long I've been wanting to review a screen tablet. Ever since having the taste of using a Cintiq in college, I've craved playing around with another screen tablet. No joke, I was waiting at the door for this puppy to arrive, and I'm here to give you all the info you need to know about the XPPen Artist 22R Pro. Like usual, we're going to cover the following: what's in the box, the display, the pen, my pros and cons, and where to buy, and a possible Black Friday sale? Let's get into it. First off, what's in the box? We have a beautiful 21.5-inch FHD pen display, a pen holder with 8 replacement nibs and pen, and an additional pen, something I haven't ever seen when getting a tablet, so that was a fun surprise, a drawing glove, a quick start guide, a Type-C to Type-C cable, a VGA cable, a power cord, an HDMI cable, a power adapter, a cleaning cloth, and a little pen slot you can install onto the side of the tablet itself. Another thing that I'm not used to seeing, but a welcomed thing nonetheless. Right off the bat, I love the variety in cables depending on the type of setup you have. The one problem that I personally ran into was due to the lack of ports for HDMI on the back of my PC. I have a dual monitor setup, so I unfortunately had to get a separate cord of like an HDMI to DVI cable. This isn't any fault on XPPen for this. Their cable compatibility is quite impressive regardless of my special case. Especially with the Type-C to Type-C support. I know that would be a big selling point for some people. Now, let's get into the display and all its fun details and features. Like mentioned before, this tablet display is a chonky boy with a lovely 21.5-inch FHD display with a 1080p resolution. It isn't a bonded screen, meaning the space between the glass and the screen has a bit of a gap when it isn't bonded. But most people don't see this as a good or a bad thing, it's just strictly an observation. It has an anti-glare screen, which is nice for drawing, though it can be an issue with colors due to it dulling them out a bit. But that isn't an issue if you check your colors on the monitor and such. Most people who do this kind of stuff professionally tend to do that anyway, regardless, because screens tend to be different in different resolutions and different color accuracies. It's a whole separate thing, so whatever, we're moving on. It has a bunch of lovely shortcut keys on the sides of it, specifically 2 red dial wheels and 20 customizable shortcut keys. This display has an awesome color accuracy of 88% NTSC, or for Adobe RGB, 90%, and sRGB, 120%. I'm just going to put a graphic up here just to show you visually what that means. The buttons on the top are these sensor buttons as opposed to push-in buttons, so just applying a bit of pressure for a couple of seconds will help all of these upper options. And last but not least, there is an integrated adjustable stand and a specially designed pen slot. You can sit this baby up super straight or low to the desk like paper, just with a little flick of the top. And the pen slot is also a fun accessory if you have a pen stand that isn't really your thing, and you can hopefully have an easier time finding it when it's time to draw. It also has the ability to be on the left or the right side, which I loved being a lefty myself. Now that we got a feel for the tablet, let's see what we have to say about the pen. This sleek pen holder holds one of the 2 pens that's found in the box. I've never seen a design of a pen holder that looks like this, but from the weight and texture alone I can tell it's a quality product. On one side, it has the additional pen nibs for replacing when the nib gets dull, and the other side holds the pen itself. You can also use the lid of that side to have it as a stand, like a regular pen stand. It has 2 programmable buttons on the pen, but oh, damn it. It doesn't have an eraser on the back of the pen. I know this isn't a big deal with my shortcut keys, but I have always loved the ability to flip around my pen like a traditional pencil and be able to switch to the eraser just like that. This is a sturdy and lovely pen, but the eraser not being there made me a tad sad. The thing I do like about it is the fact that it's battery free and that it supports tilt, and it also has great pressure sensitivity. We love a tablet pen that doesn't need to charge. Now, with all of this technical stuff out of the way, let's take a quick break and have some art that I did with this said tablet while I go over some pros and cons of the display and the pen, just from my personal preference. Alright, let's go over the tablet pros and cons first. So, pros. I didn't cover this in the tablet section, but the interface for the driver was great to navigate. I had a lot of driver interfaces that looked super sketchy, but this one was nice and compact and simple to understand. The integrated stand is a huge plus for a lot of people, including myself, especially since other tablets require you to buy it separately or you have to install it yourself. There's lots of customizable shortcut keys, there's multi-cable support, huge display, big, spacious, bright. The pen holder is a cute touch. I loved the design and how unique it was. The color accuracy outweighs the anti-glare screen that sometimes dulls the color. It's on par or even better than Cintiq's color accuracy, which is a big plus, especially with the price point. While it has anti-glare, it's also scratch resistant. As for the cons, the color washing anti-glare screen isn't bad at all, but it's still a small setback. For my special case, I had to get a different cable to set my tablet up, but they have an expansive amount of cables that come with it, so this is only a minor issue. There isn't bonding on the screen, but it was also so hardly noticeable that I almost didn't want to add it to the cons list. And this might be just a personal thing, but I usually work with a non-display tablet and look at my 4K monitor for my work. Looking at the pen display with only 1080p threw me off a little with the lower resolution, so if anything, I'd love to see a 4K display sometime in the future. But it isn't a terrible con due to 1080p being the standard for display tablets. Now, for the pen's pros and cons. Pros include its cute pen holder that holds the pen and the spare nibs. It's battery free, so you don't need to charge it. It has tilt support and high levels of pressure sensitivity. It's sturdy and good quality, it doesn't feel cheap and flimsy. And it has 2 programmable buttons that are on the pen itself. As for the cons, they don't have much of a selection of different types of nibs that come in the box. They have some on their site to purchase separately, but I'd love to have a selection of a few in the pen holder itself. And the only other con that I have for this pen, honestly, is the fact that it doesn't have an eraser on the pen. It might not be a big deal for others, but I love having the eraser on my pen. It's such a personal thing for me, so it's a personal con for me. And now that the piece is done, here are my final thoughts. I'm impressed with the quality and the versatility of this tablet for the price point in comparison to other tablets of the same size and quality, with it being around $600 less than a Cintiq. The retail price regularly around $550 USD in Canadian. But today, XPPen is having their Black Friday sale. So from November 17th to November 27th, you can get up to 40% off during the Black Friday promotion in the XPPen Amazon store. I will put links in the description for the US and Canadian stores so that you can get this beauty at an even better price than it already is. I'm excited to keep using this tablet. Definitely a highlight, and I can't wait to see where XPPen takes their tablets next. And some self-promotion now. If you want to support me and my work, you can find my socials in my card in the description, along with my Patreon where I post works in progress and other exclusive goodies. I also do more than just reviews here from time to time, so if you're interested in that kind of stuff, then you can subscribe. But until next time, stay cool, ya ghouls.